Assalamualaikum. Okay, we are now going to see another method in chapter 4 facility location that is called as total cost analysis. We are going to use example 6.3 in your textbook for this total cost analysis. Okay, the question says Farina Senemberhat is considering opening its second factory due to the overwhelming acceptance of its newly designed product called TurboTech. The operations manager has surveyed 3 locations, Bangi, Kelang and Seremban. The cost details for the locations are, so this company is planning to have a second factory and there are 3 available locations, Bangi, Kelang and Seremban, and the company wants to decide which one is the best location out of these 3 locations. So for the 3 locations, Bangi, Kelang and Seremban, the cost details are given. The first cost given is fixed cost. Bangi 360,000, Kelang 180,000 and Seremban 90,000. And for the variable cost per unit for the 3 locations are 9 ringgit for Bangi, Kelang 18 ringgit and Seremban 36 ringgit for the variable cost per unit. So the question here says, construct the total cost curves for all locations and determine which location to choose for each relevant range of production. So the question normally asks you to construct total cost curve. So total cost curve refers to the total cost analysis which you are required to construct or draw a graph lah. Curve is actually graph. Graph of what? Graph of total cost. And determine the best location for each relevant range. Okay, for total cost analysis, the best location is depending on the range of production. Okay, we are going to apply the steps as outlined in the textbook on how to construct the total cost curve or to apply the total cost analysis in deciding the best location. So there are 5 steps involved. Step number 1 is to create a total cost equation for every location, match the location with its equation, calculate the quantity and also the total cost for every location match, construct a graph. The information needed to plot a graph is quantity, total cost and fixed cost. And lastly is determine the best location based on the quantity range. Okay, so now for total cost analysis, the most important equation or formula that you need to use is total cost equation. So that's why it is called as total cost analysis. So total cost equal to fixed cost plus total variable cost. Okay, for the total variable cost here, you can expand more. Okay, normally the total variable cost is not given in the question. So you have to do further calculation for total variable cost. So total variable cost equal to variable cost per unit multiply with the quantity. Okay, so this is the most important equation that we need to use. So step number 1. So we are going to see step number 1 first. Create a total cost equation. So kita kena wujudkan equation of total cost for every location. So according to the question, we have 3 locations, Bangi, Kelang and Seremban, and we have to create total cost equation for these 3 locations. So what we have to do is, we will use this equation and we replace the information given in the equation according to the location. Okay, first let's start with Bangi. Total cost equation for Bangi is fixed cost plus total variable cost. So for fixed cost for Bangi, as you can see in the question, okay, you go back to the original question, fixed cost for Bangi is 360. And for the total variable cost here, the question does not give you total variable cost, but you have to use another formula to get the total variable cost. It is variable cost per unit multiplied with quantity. You are given the variable cost per unit for every location. So we replace the variable cost per unit in the equation. So for Bangi, variable cost per unit is 9 ringgit and we don't know the Q, so we maintain the Q. So total cost equation for Bangi is 360,000 plus 9Q. And you do the same thing for Kelang and Seremban. You just replace the numbers given in the question Fixed cost for Kelang is 180,000. Variable cost per unit for Kelang is 18. And you maintain the Q. But the main formula is this one lah. Okay. And this is the total cost equation for Seremban. Okay. So step number 1 is done. Siap. Step number 1. Now we go to step number 2, that is to match the location and also to match the equation. Match here means we find a partner. We pair the locations. Kita partnerkan ataupun kita cari pasangan. That is match. So now we start. We have to look at the one given in the question. There are 3 locations: Bangi, Kelang, and Seremban. Okay. So now how to match the location first. Sekarang kita match the location dulu. So we start with Bangi over here and we match with Kelang. We go down 1 level. So that's why we get the first match of location is Bangi match with Kelang. Then the second one, again we are still at Bangi. We have not finished Bangi yet to find a partner or to match with another location. So we still have Seremban not matched with Bangi. So the next match of location will be Bangi match with Seremban. So we get a second match over here, Bangi match with Seremban. So now Bangi is done. Bangi dah habis. So now we go down 1 level to Kelang because we are done with Bangi. So we start with Kelang for the next match and we go down and match Kelang with Seremban. So that's why over here the third match is Kelang we match with Seremban. So by doing that way, that sequence, we start with Bangi, we go down 1 level, and again we are at Bangi, we go down to the last level. We go that way or we use that sequence, then we can guarantee that we have covered all the location match. Kita dah buat semua location match. Don't jumble up the sequence. Okay, follow the sequence correctly. So now we have matched the location. The next thing to do in step number 2 is to match the equation. Kita kena juga padankan ataupun matchkan the equation. So what we do here, look at the first match that we have done before. Bangi match with Kelang. So we just match the equation that we have completed earlier in step number 1. So Bangi, the equation is 360,000 plus 9Q. So Bangi is 360,000 plus 9Q match with Kelang. So equal to Kelang punya equation is 180,000 plus 18Q. So we take Bangi equation match with Kelang punya equation. So this is called as the equation for Bangi and Kelang. We match the equation for these 2 locations. Next, we do the same thing for the second match, that is Bangi. We match with Seremban just now. Now we match the equation. Bangi, the equation is 360,000 plus 9Q. We match with Seremban. The equation is 90,000 plus 36Q. So we get over here Bangi 360,000 plus 9Q. We match with 90,000 plus 36Q. So that is Bangi match with Seremban. And the last match is Kelang and Seremban over here. Okay, so Kelang and Seremban, the equation for Kelang is this one, 180,000 plus 18Q. And we match with Seremban 90,000 plus 36Q. So we have matched the location. And we also have matched the equations. So kita match location dulu. And then we copy the equations that we have constructed in step number 1. And we match the equation according to the location match. So that is for step number 2. Okay, now we go to step number 3. Step number 3 is to calculate the quantity and also the total cost. So there are 2 things to be calculated here in step number 3, that is quantity and total cost. So we go to step 3 now to find the quantity and total cost. So again, we use the same match that we have constructed in step number 2. So the first match is Bangi and Kelang. We match Bangi with Kelang with this equation just now. Ini equation yang tadi kita dapat. 360,000 plus 9Q equal to 180,000 plus 18Q. So now in order to calculate the quantity, we need to find what is Q. Kita kena selesaikan dan cari apa itu Q. So work on this equation match and find Q. So now 360,000 plus 9Q equal to 180,000 plus 18Q. So now Q equals to 20,000. So please try your best how to get Q over here, yeah? Okay, we bring 9Q over here, it becomes 9 minus 9Q. And we bring 180,000 over here, it becomes negative 180,000. Okay, so Q is 20,000. So this is the first quantity. Okay, that is the quantity for the first match. Now we go to the second match. Second match is Bangi and Seremban. Okay, you can refer this to step number 2 as well. We match Bangi and Seremban. So the equation match in step number 2 was the 360,000 plus 9Q equals to 90,000 plus 36Q. So again, solve the Q. What is Q? So Q is 10,000. So this is the second Q that we have calculated from the equation match. And the third one is Kelang and Seremban. So this is the third one. Okay, that comes from our second step. We match Kelang and Seremban. We also match the equation. The equation match was 180,000 plus 18Q equals to 90,000 plus 36Q. And now we solve the Q. For the third match, Q is equal to 5,000. So now we have calculated the quantity in step number 3, for step number 3. Okay, next one to do is to calculate the total cost, still in step number 3. So total cost calculation is calculated over here, okay, right below the quantity calculation. Okay, how to calculate the total cost? We just refer to our equation for that match. Okay, we match Bangi with Kelang for the first match, 360,000 plus 9Q. So just now we have calculated Q 20,000. So we replace this Q with the quantity that we have calculated, the amount that we have calculated tadi, 20,000. So you masukkan 20,000 in the equation for that match. So 360,000 plus 9 times 20,000, we will get 540,000. So this is the total cost for Bangi. Same goes to Kelang. Okay, so this is the equation for Kelang. 180,000 plus 18Q. So you replace 20,000 in this Q. In this equation, 20,000. So 180,000 plus 18 times 20,000, you will also get 540,000. So both locations, Bangi and Kelang, okay, because of this is the match that we have created before. When these two locations produce 20,000 units of products, then these two locations will incur the same total cost, that is 540,000 ringgit. And this situation is called as indifferent. Indifferent ni maksudnya tak ada beza. Tak ada beza dari segi quantity and also the total cost. So now you calculate total cost for the next match. Second match is Bangi and Seremban, this one. So we got 10,000 in our calculation earlier for the quantity, for the Q. So you replace the Q, 20,000 to replace the Q. So 10,000 not 20, 10,000 you replace the Q. So 360,000 plus 9 times 10,000 over here, you will get a total cost of 450,000 ringgit for Bangi. And for Seremban, this is the equation 90,000 plus 36Q. So Q here is now 10,000. You replace 10,000 in this Q, in this equation. You will get the same total cost, that is 450,000. So these two locations, Bangi and Seremban, when they produce 10,000 units of products, so these two locations will incur the same total cost, that is 450,000 ringgit, and that is called as indifferent again. And for the last match, that is Kelang and Seremban. So we calculated and the Q was 5,000. So we replace 5,000 in Q. So we replace Q with 5,000. So 5,000 is the Q now. So that will be the amount of total cost. So for Kelang, 180,000 plus 18 times 5,000, you will get 270,000 ringgit as the total cost for Kelang. And for Seremban, we replace Q here with 5,000. So 90,000 plus 36 times 5,000, you will get 270,000 ringgit, the total cost for Seremban. So Kelang and Seremban, when these two locations produce 5,000 units of products, they will get, or they will incur the same total cost, that is 270,000 ringgit. That is called as indifferent. Okay, now we are done with step number 3. We go to step number 4, that is to construct a graph. Okay, to construct a graph, we are going to use the numbers that we have calculated earlier in step number 3. Okay, so step number 3, we are going to use the quantity calculated and also the total cost. Okay, so we go by sequence. We start with A first, then we go to B and C. Okay, it is best to start or to go by sequence, not so that it will not confuse you. Okay, the first quantity that we got was, or that we calculated was 20,000. So this is 20,000. 20,000 here belongs to the match of Bangi and Kelang. So in order to draw a graph or to construct a graph, we have to intercept. Intercept here means berselang. To intercept the quantity and the total cost. So kita kena selangkan quantity and the total cost. So the quantity that we calculated for the first match Bangi and Kelang was 20,000. The total cost was 540,000. So this is 20,000. Okay, saya ingat-ingat. And we intercept with 540,000. So this will be the intercept. 20,000 we match with 540,000. So this is the first intercept that I mark as X over here. So for this purpose, for the intercept, you have to give the ownership, hak milik. So over here, the intercept belongs to Bangi and also Kelang. Okay, this intercept belongs to Bangi and Kelang over here. So we have to choose one between these two locations so that we know this intercept belongs to which location. Yes, it belongs to both locations, but we need to decide one for us to draw a line later on. So I choose Bangi. Okay, kenapa I choose Bangi? Because I just go by sequence. There is no specific reason for this. So I just choose Bangi. So Kelang is still available. So that is for the first match. Then we go to the second match. That is B. Bangi and Seremban. This is the match. So we will intercept the quantity and also the total cost. And you cannot see clearly. So you go back to the previous calculation. So the quantity here is 10,000 to intercept with 450,000. So 10,000 is here, 450,000 is here. So 10,000 will be intercepted ataupun will be crossed with 450,000 with 10,000. So this is the second intercept I mark as X as well. So this second intercept belongs to Bangi and Seremban. So I label here Bangi and Seremban. So again, as the first intercept just now, we need to choose one location so that we know where to draw the graph or how to draw the graph later on. So Bangi has been selected over here in the first intercept, so Bangi is not available anymore. So Bangi dah tak boleh dipilih lagi dah. So we have only Seremban available. So the second intercept here belongs to Seremban. And the last one here is, the last match is between Klang and Seremban. So we have to intercept quantity and also the total cost. So the quantity is 5,000. So 5,000 is over here. And the total cost is 270,000. So this is the total cost, 270,000. And this is the quantity, 5,000. So this is the third intercept. So the third intercept here belongs to Klang and Seremban. Okay, this is the match. But we have selected Seremban in the second intercept just now. So this intercept belongs to Klang. Okay, so before we start drawing the lines ataupun the arrows on the graph, so please take note that down here on your x-axis here is the quantity to be labeled as quantity. So what are the quantities to be plotted? We just plot the quantities that we have calculated. Kita hanya plot quantity yang kita kira sahaja. 5,000, 10,000 and also 20,000. If you want to add 15,000 in the middle here, it is fine. But we are not going to use that 15,000. We are only going to use the quantities that we have calculated earlier in step number 3. As for the y-axis over here, so the y-axis here you label as cost. Okay, so what are the costs to be plotted on y-axis? The fixed cost and also the total cost. Okay, apa yang kita nak plot dekat y-axis ni adalah fixed cost dan juga total cost. So as you can see here, the one in green, they are the fixed cost for the locations. Okay, this comes from the question. 90,000 is the fixed cost for Seremban. I put small s over here so that I know 90,000 is the fixed cost for Seremban. 180,000, I put a label of small k here. I know that, so that I know 180,000 is the fixed cost for Klang. And 360,000 I label as B. This is the fixed cost for Bangi. So the green ones are the fixed cost for the 3 locations. And the black ones are actually the total cost that we have calculated earlier. Kita dah calculate total cost 550,000, 450,000 and 270,000. So the 3 total costs are here. So we are going to use all the numbers over here. Okay, so now we have used the total costs, okay, the one in black, and we have used the quantity as well. So now we need to draw a graph. Okay, so I choose red color. Is it red? Okay, I choose red color or yellow color. Okay, first is okay, let's go this one. Okay, I choose red color, easier. Okay, Klang. Okay, we go with this intercept. It's okay if you want to choose any intercept. Okay, this one, Klang. Klang, this is the intercept. So now we need to draw a line showing a total cost line. So Klang, you have to know where is the fixed cost of Klang or how much is the fixed cost for Klang. So this is the fixed cost for Klang. Kita dah label tadi. This is K. K refers to Klang lah. So what you have to do is to start drawing the line ataupun the total cost line from the fixed cost of that particular location. So you have labeled this intercept belongs to Klang. So you have to start drawing from the fixed cost of Klang and go and touch the intercept. Okay, my drawing may not be correct lah. Okay, so this is called as total cost line for this location, that is Klang. Okay, you start with Klang because of you have labeled this intercept belongs to Klang. So start with fixed cost of Klang, you go and touch that intercept. So the first total cost line for Klang is done. Dah siap. Now we go to the second intercept, that is this one. This one, we label this intercept as S, meaning that it belongs to S Seremban. So how to start drawing the total cost line? We have to start from the fixed cost of Seremban because kita dah kata ini milik Seremban. So Seremban, the fixed cost is 90,000 over here. So you start drawing the fixed cost. From the fixed cost, and you go and touch the intercept. Okay, so this is the fixed cost. Then we go and touch this intercept. So my line is not correct because of I don't know how to use a ruler. So total cost for Seremban. And the last intercept is this one. Okay, this one. Okay, so this one is the intercept that belongs to Bangi. We have labeled as B. So we search where is the fixed cost for Bangi. It is over here, 360,000. So we draw a total cost line starting from 360,000. That is the fixed cost for Bangi. And we go and touch Bangi. So this is total cost for Bangi. Okay, so you have to use a graph paper so that your answer is correct. So this is actually how you draw lah. Okay, but my drawing or my graph here is not accurate lah. Okay, so if you use a graph paper, then you can get a correct answer or an accurate answer. But that is basically how you draw the graph. Okay, so this is actually an accurate graph. You can see clearly the correct lines, the straight lines, the straight arrows for every location, total cost for Seremban, for Kelang, and also for Bangi. So that is for step number 4. So you should be getting this kind of graph lah if you use a graph paper. So now we go to the last step, that is to make a location decision, determine the best location based on the quantity range. So by using total cost analysis, there is no one best location. So the best location is depending on the quantity range. Quantity range ni maksudnya hard quantity yang dikeluarkan. Okay, one location might be the best if the company produce up to this quantity. If the company increase the quantity to another level, then another location might be the best location. So that is called as quantity range. So what we have to do is, we look at our graph here, we have to start selecting the range. So let's say we have to make an assumption. If the company produce, assumption, if the company produce from 1 unit until 5,000 unit. So kiranya company buat production barang dia from 1 unit until 5,000 unit. So our focus is only on this range. We go up and see which line we touch first. So we touch this line. So this line belongs to Seremban. So we have to list over here, if the company produce 1 unit until 5,000 unit, Seremban is the best location because it has the lowest total cost. How do we know Seremban has the lowest total cost? Because of Seremban is the lowest line. We touch that one first. So this is the total cost line. So the lowest one is the one that we touch first. So Seremban is the best location for this quantity range only. If the company increase the production from 5,000 until 10,000, so now focus on the blue one. What is the best location? So we go up and see which line we touch. So we touch this line that belongs to Kelang. So if the company increase the production from 5,000 units or 5,001 units and stop at 10,000 units, Kelang is the best location because of this is the line that we touch first. Total cost for Kelang. Okay, because it has the lowest cost. If the company increase the production from 10,000 until 20,000, okay, you look at the light blue color. Okay, let's see which line we touch first. So we touch the same line over here that belongs to Kelang. So even if the company increase the production from 5,000 to 20,000, Kelang is still the best location. So tadi 5,000 until 10,000, 10K, Kelang is the best location. From 10K to 20K, also Kelang is the best location. So we can just combine these two and summarize and come up with one decision for the location. So that's why the second decision is from 5,001 until 20,000. So daripada sini kepada sini terus. So Klang is the best location for the second quantity range. If the company increase further, okay, look at the red color now, from 20,000 and onwards, what will be the best locations? So let's see which location we touch first or which line we touch first. We touch now Bangi. So if the company increase the production of their products to 20,001 units and above, more than 20,000 units, then Bangi now is the best location. So this is how you come up with a decision. You cannot just say one location is the best. So the best location is depending on the quantity range. So you have to list the quantity range and see which one is the best location by taking the one that you touch first or the total cost line that you touch first. So that's all for total cost analysis. Thank you.